my podcast. Today, I would love to speak about corporate communication as this topic is more and more involved in my workshops and chats with my clients. As Ease Talk says, corporate communication definition is that it is a key aspect of the corporate work industry and can be defined as a management function or a department within workplace. In today's age, the corporation departments is mostly focused on overseeing various communication strategies, both internally and externally for the corporation. Any media relations with the corporation, the handling of crisis communication, internal communications within the cooperations between the staff, managers, and etc. So today I would love to speak a little bit more about communication inside the company and with employees. The new media era has added further pressure to companies with customers, employees, blogging, tweeting, Facebooking about their experience with a certain organization. The decisions and actions of companies are increasingly put under the microscope. And I totally agree with this sentence from Corporate Communication book by Joep Cornelissen. And this is what I also see when I chat with different brands and the needs they have when we talk about corporate communication and issues with keeping and finding new employees. It comes all together. You can create activities and build skills in specific disciplines. You can change your practice, including communication online, issues management, crisis communication, and work field communication relations. Help employees to feel stronger in their professional path and just simply be part of their growth. I would say it is more and more important how you evolve as a team and keep a positive culture climate. Because yes, you can change employee, but keep good image when they leave and speak after online and offline. I think it's the hardest. Loyalty is important because world with social media is much smaller. The problem also that employees which are not happy tend not to overwork and always keep their eyes open for the new opportunities. And this is where I also see the struggle from employer side. It's harder to keep employees when now it's so easy to be reached out by other recruiters or headhunters and so on. So is there an answer? How can you change it? I think there are certain steps that you can go through, but the biggest change always needs to be in the top. And I have the golden rule that I use daily. Train people well enough so they can leave, treat them well enough so they don't want to, by Richard Branson. It is absolutely major point. You should not be scared to lose an employee by helping him to grow professionally. Yes, he may leave, but he may bring someone else. He will brag about the company he worked for and be proud that your company was a massive part of his professional and personal journey. Can you imagine young people seeing this online about your company? Motivation. When we talk about motivation, one of the problems I see and saw before that after a week or month from motivating event, a team is back to the old issues. It is hard to keep the positive level high when employees have their daily struggles at work or home. This is where I think empathy at work should come. Each employee has its own journey and needs. I'm not talking about, that now you need to make their dreams come true, but you can just simply fulfill some of their needs. Maybe specific courses, maybe just simple talk about his professional journey, maybe just ask, well, how are you? How is it going at home? And etc. Maybe you can't do, a lot, but small details and simple questions sometimes make a huge difference. And oh, trust me. Education. Slippery word, CEO would say. Companies tend not to invest in their employees' growth because it's a scary part to lose the employee. Yes, some workshops that are important for the company growth, but not that much of the employees' growth. Yes, we love inspiring seminars, but as I said, people tend not to act after. So the feeling is short period win. One thing that I hear a lot from the companies I work with or talk to is that they really are happy about employees that are learning by themselves, which is totally fine, and I totally agree. But hey, sometimes an employee may not afford the certain course. I'm not talking about huge expenses. I'm talking about, as an example, collaborating with specific online platforms where your employees maybe would get a discount and learn stuff online. It's a win-win for both sides. Maybe you do questionnaire and ask employees what skills they want to learn or make stronger. Can you imagine that your employees learn about personal branding and social media and how they change their communication, personal communication online? And again, it's like a win-win for both sides. You might be presented much better as a company online. I remember that for me, the biggest gift when I worked in pharmaceuticals as administrator, that my boss saw the potential I had and invested in my growth. I got needed empathy injection for sure too, and will be honest, that period of my life was very complicated, and I was definitely a complicated employee. But the way my boss dealt with those problems and the growth that I was literally kind of going further, its more creative part was absolutely amazing. I was working 200% harder just to be thankful for everything. And yes, I left the company as pharma was not my path, but I'm loyal to the company and I'm suggesting it for professionals around me all the time. I know that it sounds like, okay, employees are kings, the kings, and there must be a lot of changes in the company, corporate communication strategies, and blah, blah, blah. But hey, if we all equally show that we learn as a team, that company cares about employees' growth and personal issues, trust me, you will get good results. And another thing that we need to remember, market is changing, the same as market for employees. We can choose companies after all, and we do research about where we want to work or what kind of company we go to the interview, and we ask a lot of questions online about the company, so it's really important. By the way, have you heard about Chief Heart Officer position? This role is to infuse the company with empathy. Basically, it is a person who cares about employees' daily issues and struggles inside and outside the company. Coach who teaches and supports. I love, love, love this idea. Can you imagine in the international company where employees have different daily issues with integration, moving to another country, and so on? I think it's totally a great idea. The best example is definitely VaynerMedia. And they have their own Chief Heart Officer position, which I can say a little bit like I would love to be in such position. It should be quite interesting job. Well, thank you for this short listening moment. I hope you enjoyed, and if you have any comments or you would love to share your own opinion, be free to write me DM on different channels that I manage. So goodbye.